it's giving a lot of issues, I think, like depression, anxiety, a kind of a drug. So I'm all the time scrolling because you cannot avoid it.
So how does social media affect our society is the question. Well, I'm gonna start by telling you that for me it mostly had negative effects. I used to stay on my phone probably 5 to 6 hours a day on social media, scrolling through apps like YouTube, Instagram, and it got to a point where I would stay on that app, exit it at some point, and immediately in 5 seconds enter it back. So at the beginning of this year, as my New Year's resolution, I decided to delete all of my social media apps from my phone. And since then, I haven't gone back. And suddenly, my life is I have more time for other things that matter and make me happy, and that I feel happy doing. So yeah, I think mostly social media is impacting our world in a negative way, causing symptoms like ADHD for some young people, and yeah, that's my answer.
I think it's kind of scary. We spend so much time on like our phones that we don't always think about it, and then it becomes a very big influence, and you sort of unconsciously. So I think it's kind of scary, and I think it's something you should be more aware of, so you don't like end up just only taking in information and stuff from social media. I used to use it more. I've been trying to use it less. I still like it. I mean, I still keep up with friends and stuff on like Instagram, and I think it's fun. But I try not to use it so much anymore. Like I turned off my notifications, and I try not to use like it every day. So, but it's hard because you want to keep up. So I would say I still enjoy it, but I try to be more critical of it for sure.
It's complicated because social media creates a model from people, and it's really important to have a critique, a good and bad about this. But I think it's really cool because that's allowed to not sure, to meet other people and to meet another culture, religion. I don't know, just another universe that you don't know. And for me, it's very good because I like media to share my work or stuff like this. And it's very important to think about what we saw on social media.
I think it depends of the people who use the social media. It can be helpful or it could be very stressful or dangerous. So that's
So, what about you? How is it for you? Like, how often do you use social media
no.
in a day?
I use it a lot, especially Instagram, YouTube is part of my day routine. Using social media, yes.
So you're not satisfied with this?
I feel empty without it. I think I'm depending a lot of social media. Yeah.
I think it affects in different ways. I think people probably try to compare each other, and they don't know exactly what's happening in other people's lives, but they see the better version of it on social media, and they try to probably compare the worst that is happening in their present lives to what they see in other people's lives in social media. So I think that's about comparison. And for younger people, that might be an issue because we are trying to find out our identity. We're trying to find out who we are. And since we lack of that, we try to probably to copy that for other people that we see in social media. So that might be an issue right now.
So especially for you, how do you think how it affects your life right now?
I'm trying to get away actually a little bit from it. But I think mostly it depends of the people that I follow, the people that I engage with. If those people have a positive content, probably it affects my life in a better way. So I try my best to stay away from influencers and to follow more people that are more creative, people that travel more, so I can see different aspects of, their minds or other people's societies, and to try to just learn a little bit more from social media and try to just stay away from influencers.
How do you think of the future of this world, this social media thing?
Usually I'm more of a positive person, but in this this question itself, I'm a little bit negative. I think it's going to be worse, because this generation and the kids right now, they are growing with with cell phones in their hands. And we saw a different reality before. When we were kids, we saw a different reality. We had to just try to be creative, to engage with each other, to find new friends, and to just, be creative. But right now, to find a relationship, we go to social media. To find new friends, we go to social media. To figure out about stuff, we just go to social media. It's just this forward going to social media, and we are very dependent on it. And I think that's a very dangerous future, and I'm very pessimist about it. And but let's see, maybe it can just get better, but I don't see how right now. I don't really.
Okay. So the question is, how do you think social media affects our society?
Well, I think it's everywhere. Maybe it's too important. Like we spend maybe too much time on social media, especially for me, Instagram. I don't know about you. It's changing how we see reality, how we interact with each other, with the world, basically. And it's giving a lot of issues, I think, like depression, anxiety, this FOMO that you have when you think you are not everywhere and you are not doing stuff because everybody's doing something. And so my vision is a little bit pessimistic about this subject. I don't really enjoy it that much, but I'm kind of it's a kind of a drug, so I'm all the time scrolling because you cannot avoid it sometimes.
Okay.
And that's what I think.
Very important for connecting the people to each other.
Yeah.
It connects words. It's an advance for society, but it's very something that happens suddenly to us, so we are not very used to it, so we confront those kind of problems that she mentioned. So I think sometimes we have to remind ourselves what kind of things we need as a society, and reconnect to the important things that are beyond that, because the phone, we already became cyborgs, so it's important to realize what we are and our objectives and as a society. And I think this city as well brought me a lot of questions, because sometimes at the discos they grab your phone, and I also reconnect with people in another kind of way, because we are growing in this world, and we don't understand anymore what is humanity without a telephone in your hands.
Yeah.
And that's it.
So you're not satisfied with this kind of connection?
I mean, I think there's people that is using us somehow, because they're taking profit out of us. So that's the very big issue about it. It's a concept, I like it, but I think there's somebody, an engineer or someone that knows how the psychology of us works, so they can,
Okay, I would say that the image is pretty disturbed, because I feel like in the social media we all try to be very perfect, and most of the times the life is not as perfect as it is in the social media.
Okay, and same for you. What do you think of social media?
Yes, so I think young people like feel a lot of pressure while using social media, and I think it's not necessary, and we should like focus on like real life rather than posting stories and like showing the world how happy we are if we are not sometimes.
So, you guys say like we shouldn't pretend like
Yes, and
we
also
should be our real
yeah.
self.
Also, I think like the words might be better while not using like social media, and I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I feel pressure too, so I just can relate to other people.
So, how often do you use social media in a day?
In a day, it's about like 4 hours, but I'm trying to reduce my screen time. That's why I put like do not disturb mode on my phone, and I have it like all the time turn on.
Yeah, I think it's about the same. Pretty bad. Try to reduce it too.
Yeah, we try. Okay, that's it. I really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Anything else to say to the world? Which one of you?
Make peace, not war.
Yes, that's
That's
love
correct.
each other. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's great.